Kings and Hotep. Letitia Karima Penn of Tortola, Virgin Islands. Mother Lourdes Penn. Father Roy Penn. I don't know your brother's name. Did you get married to your little short Arab boyfriend from the flea market? He may not be Arabian, it could be Iraqian, some Muslim nation, right? Did you go and marry him using my name? Is his last name Thul? I'm speechless because all the time I spent with you, all the personal information I gave you, I meant like you were a fake friend the whole time. Child, please. Child, please. For some reason, I keep seeing how docile you were. Do you mind if I go with you? When I was meeting with the attorney, Laura, Lara Gallo, Gallo, on Gun Highway, for her to prepare the bankruptcy. And your little white maybe that's who it is, because that lady seemed like she was German. Your little white friend who was the so-called veterinarian that you sent to the house when we were going through, when my brother ran the house down into bankruptcy so his investor buddies could buy it cheap and then put it back in his name and he wouldn't have to share it with his three sisters. I was thinking yesterday, do I know one person that has integrity? And then I ended with the question, do I have integrity? And it's so peaceful now that I don't hang around anybody. I don't have any friends. I don't have any, what do you call them, male suitors. It's a peaceful life. In some kind of way, I want to teach children, be an army of one. And if you're lucky enough to meet another person with integrity or an earth angel, then, you know, couple up. But other than that, be an army of one. This is really a vile place, the earth is. And I used to think it was such a wonderful place and people were wonderful. But now that I can see, yuck. And yuck to you, girl. Like I'm trying to genuinely pour into you and save you. And you didn't want to be saved. You want to be a master manipulator and energy vampire. You got all that time to heal and you refuse to work on healing. You're just going to continue to wallow in your hurt and keep repeating the same cycles. That's shameful as shit. I mean, you finna be pushing your 10 years. I'm 54. That means you're about 44. So you pushing 50. And sure, I mean, you ain't had no children or nothing. Well, I don't know. You might have had a kid since I cursed you the fuck out at the flea market and separated myself from you. Yay, me. Finally. Enough is enough. I don't know how many years you were behind my back, heavily prying into my business and following me, and having the ghoul, Pam, follow me, Cherie, and who else? You had that little lady Ming following me. Then when I start recording the motherfuckers, they wanted to dip off. Like, where you going? You don't think you're photogenic? You don't want to be recorded? Child, please. Pitiful. Yep. And you supposed to be somebody godmama. And you calling DCF on your God children's mama. Girl. Pitiful as shit. You and that tansy listening that happened. Don't say that, okay? I don't want to be bringing up your hurt and pain, but honey, heal. That's crazy. Heal. Heal. All the damn time you done had to go to law school and, be a contender with your sister in Virgin Islands. Or you could have took your ass back to the Virgin Islands and went to law school there. Since it seems like it's less years than here, with your AA degree, you might be able to go another 2 years and become an attorney over there in the Virgin Islands. And you wouldn't have to endure the ridicule. And you don't have to turn your back on buying and reselling. Just do it differently. And now that you done stole so much of my money, you're probably doing it differently. I'm starting to get angry now. Pitiful ass. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I want to be supportive, and it's like, but the way you try to take everything because you're so hurt, it's like, I don't want her to have nothing. I don't want Angola to have nothing. I don't want Abby to have nothing. I want none of her kids to have nothing. That's going to come back on you. You stupid, ugly, tall, bony, long face. What else can I call this whore so I can be done with this anger? Buck tooth bitch. Yeah, that's it. Now that might bring you around here. Because you get mad when people talk about you because you think you so cute and everybody wants you. Now I'm seeing that day when you were sitting up on the table at the flea market, opening your legs so Don could look in between your legs. You and Tansy really thought I was sleeping with that man. Donald Ross and Aileen Atkins have never had sex. Sure, we were business partners and roommates, but God told me, do not have sex with that man. Do not be sexual with that man. And I didn't. Even though he tried to come at me, oh, well, I want you to look at me as a man in your life. I said, okay, well, I'll interview you. But Donald Ross, he was slimy too. He was slimy too. And I don't even know the half. But may he be resting in peace. Is there anything else I need to say? A lot of thoughts rolling through. So it's my life's work to put you hackers in prison. So I guess I'll be making some trips to Tortola and seeing if I can find your sister, the attorney. I'm assuming your dad died. I don't know. Last time I was sleeping in the car when you and your mom Lourdes went over to Orlando, some hospital in Orlando where he was being provided care for. I just can't believe people be all up under you doing all kind of old evil fuck shit. Child, please. I mean, ugh. Why do I keep talking like that, girl? Journey to Soul Tarot. I'm pretty sure she went to school with Alva. She was Alva's friend. Oh, yeah, I want to cast judgment on you. I'm no longer trying to save tricks that don't want to be saved. The sock lady told me you were prostituting with them old men at the flea market. I was like, no, no, no. And I hope you didn't hurt that lady because I came and told you what she told me. And she told me that in confidence, trying to help me because she saw how stupid I was. And then it seemed like shortly after that, she had some kind of accident and then she could no longer come to the flea market and sell her wares. So if you were doing that spiritual bullshit that you're doing to me with her and your other little friends that I didn't know about, then you probably did that to her. Tried to do death spells and all of that on that lady. Did you have something to do with Brandy dying? I remember when you were doing that U-Haul thing, when you had that shop on Columbus and 50th Street, right where the Wawa is, next to that Chinese drive-through place. Mm-mm. Divine Creator, I ask you to cut cords, caltrop contracts, known and unknown, return to sender all hexes and curses. Call back all of my energy and all of my essence. I ask you to put a hedge of protection around me so I can say what I need to say. Stop these witches and warlocks from interfering with my thought process, bitch. So when you had that shop on Columbus and 50th Street, right where Wawa is right now, and that new hotel, you used to have all those U-Hauls that you used to rent to people from your business. Optimum Auto Care, Optima, or Optimum. And the rat's eating up all my damn coconut oil. They better be glad I ain't that quick. I would grab them and, whew, ain't no sense in getting mad. But, you and, Brandy, Shaba's wife, she looked white, but she had red freckles, so she's probably a little Irish too. She was married to Shaba. Shaba's from Haiti, and they had about 6 heads of mulatto children. But she made you mad or made you lose your U-Haul contract. And I remember you showing me that a picture of that lady dead in the hospital. I didn't think anything of it. That was so many years ago. Definitely 10 years ago, right? Did you have something to do with that lady dying? Were you doing that death magic shit then? Did you go in the hospital and inject something in that lady? IV. Shit. Y'all might have been a part of an insurance scam then. You and her husband. All kind of shit is coming up in my mind, in my thought process. Rossell. When Rossell used to come and visit me at my house, and I didn't know that man was married because he didn't have the couth to say he's married. That's terrible, 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 terrible. Be putting people in positions and danger for what reason? And one day he came to the house and he said, he was trying to get me to go to the hotel with him. And I was like, no, no. But he ended up going to the hotel with somebody. And then he said he lost $250 or $450. And all I could see, I mean, your face came up in my thought process. Did you steal that man money? And if he was trying to trick with you, that's neither here nor there for me. But he ended up dead, seemingly out of the blue, abruptly. That could have been from spell work. He could have been a part of the insurance scam and faked his death and been right there at the house. Also, I don't know people business. He wanted me to help him find his daughter in Miami that he didn't confirm was his daughter. But may he be in peace also. Such a messy life. Broken. I'm clearing my life up though. And if I'm going to do investigative work, it'll be on a legit scene and you can sign a contract and allow me to investigate for you and you pay me. I know you're doing all kind of spell work and shit to make sure my life stays so-called on the ground. But girl, this ground look good compared to that bullshit I used to live in. Trying to help motherfuckers and they trying to take you down. Shameful as shit. Ugh. Ugh. So you and Carlos, y'all traveling back and forth to South America on my dime, huh? Well, you definitely gonna reap what you sow, ho. You're definitely gonna reap what you sow. You done pulled all other kind of people into your little dirty dealings. Carlos seemed to be on fire for the Lord and seemed to be a righteous person. And I could only say seemed to be because a lot of y'all seemed righteous. And it was just a facade. Hank, Hank seemed like he was okay, but now when I see Hank, I try to pull out my camera because I don't know. He might be doing some most slick demonic shit in the background. But he seemed like a decent person. I don't know. Even your little boyfriend from the flea market, the little Arab guy, he seemed like a decent person. But if you don't follow people for 6 months and secretly listen in on their conversations and secretly follow them and see where they're going and what they're doing, you don't know. And I guess that's because I haven't been practicing trying the spirit by the spirit for as many years as God put that on my heart to focus on. I should be able to be in your presence and see everything. But I allowed people to bamboozle me. And it hurt my heart for me to think that you were in on some shit with Mother Barnes and she was trying to help you bring calamity to my life. That one night we slept on her porch, it seemed like people was trying to kill me. She left to go stay at her daughter's house. But somebody came and put a bottle down, like they were trying to mark the spot. Like, you see where that bottle is on the ground? Just start shooting from there, and you should be able to kill her and her kids that are sleeping on chairs on the porch. But I kept getting up and walking around like the security guard that I am. Have you been working using my security guard license? Hmm? I'm really angry because you all took my life and split it up. All you felony holders. Y'all can't do shit in life. And so you decided, well, let's just take this little green stupid bitch and spirit cook her life. You take her Twig badge and go steal that job at Lakeland Logistics with Jason over at the Port of Tampa. And then you can use her Twig badge to work at Local 1404 under her name. And you can take her security guard license and you can work and you can. You see what I'm saying? And every time I get a job, y'all come behind me and swoop it up. and leave me in the dust. How y'all like me now? Hmm? Y'all like how y'all know where all the pantries are in Tampa? What days and times you can go pick up free food? Y'all like that? Yeah. I cast judgment on all y'all. I don't know all y'all, but it's pitiful. I wanted to hold your hand and help you move through life and better yourself. I held your hand and took you to class with me at HCC. Professor Sandag, remember, bitch? And then went with you to financial aid. And you said, can you write the statement for me? I wrote the statement for you. And you probably went in there and told those people that you were me so you could steal my financial aid, bitch. It that just dropped down in my head. So you gonna go to class as me? Cause Counselor Cox blocked me. I went back to go take 2 classes and they're telling me all of a sudden I owe money from back in 1990 something. That bitch blocked me. Now, Miss Cox is supposed to be some kind of righteous Muslim lady. And that bitch blocked me from enrolling in junior college. Now I done got my bachelor's degree from USF, started a master's with National Louis, and I'm coming back to do this little paralegal certificate. And that bitch blocked me. And it didn't make no sense. Because it's like, bitch, I just took classes last semester. And now you're telling me, I'm sick of these. Oh, I got to do something about that. And now she's telling me, oh, well, you owe money, her and some guy in accounting. And I'm not finished with you motherfuckers down there at HCC. Miss Cox, if you still there, bitch, I'm coming for you. As many complaints as I can file against you, I'm going to do that. And your little friend in accounting, him too. And it was somebody in financial aid. Y'all clicked up together to block me. And Letitia, if you've been carrying your ass to school under my name, oh, you're going to jail for that. Just let you know. My FAFSA didn't come to me, so maybe my sister is working with you, or maybe you're the one that forwarded my mail to another address. Every time you used to come and pick me up, bitch, you used to park out there by the mailbox, and I always felt violated. But you one of them audacious bitches because you come from an island and you think you cute. Well, now the age is catching up with you. You wasn't all that cute to begin with. But when you're hanging around people that are 60 to 80 years old, I guess, you might look like some hot shit. You ain't never hang with nobody your own age. No. You ain't really have no friends that was hot and popping and doing some shit. Gigi, she wasn't hot and popping and doing some shit, but she would put on those little fake underwear things that the Spanish women sold with the gel in the butt to make your butt look perfect. But she looked like she a hood like you. So y'all were following me when I was trying to find a location to do my tutoring. And y'all usurped the guy on 40th Street that had the furniture store. I really thought he was going to let me use that lot and start getting donations and then pay him the $400 a month. But all of a sudden I see you and Gigi hanging out with him. And he wasn't no dating prospect for me. That's when I started interviewing people and going behind them and trying to figure things out. And I found out he was an alcoholic. So I was like, okay, this ain't going to be probably nothing I can really depend on. And the man that helped me get the information, Michael, he put him away from there. So that means the other guy who was sleeping there at his furniture shop ratted him out. But yeah, I just stopped taking people at face value because my life just kept moving down, 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 down. Even with Lawrence, after I told you that I was going to be able to finish paying you the $3,300 that you loaned me way back in 2010 because I was pregnant with Abby. I had just come back from Savannah, Georgia, living in a abandoned property with Little Bit. Was it abandoned? She said that was her friends. It just didn't have electricity, so maybe it was a legit house. We had water. We didn't have electricity. I used to sleep against the door, lock my room door and sleep against the door because they told me I could give natural childbirth there. So I went all the way to Savannah, Georgia, because my cousin said, you can come and give birth here. And they were setting me up for some shit then. And then Ethel Kate Fambro, her mammy, called and said, you got to go to the hospital. Like, bitch, y'all done told me all these lies. You got me all the way here in Savannah, Georgia. So why did they do that? Maybe they were trying to steal whatever monies George Powell Jr. left me and his goddaughter, Angola. George's family was from Savannah, Georgia. His mom was from Savannah, Georgia. His dad was from, let me see, Brooklyn, New York. I can't remember what borough, but his father, Skip, was from New York. His mother and aunt were from Savannah, Georgia. So y'all were trying to get me to Savannah. And you, Marvis Fambro, probably went to court in Savannah, Georgia to get my inheritance. Whatever George left me in Angola. Now this is just dropping down in my mind because I never had that thought before. So maybe I can get in touch with Garvey or his sister Diane. She lived in California. I talked to Brenda. We had a light conversation on the bus. But shit, all y'all could be in on it. Hell, y'all could all split the money up. I'm just so disappointed in people. Because these are things I would not do to somebody else. I would come and tell you, girl, I just found out you got 100, 200, 300, 400, $500,000 sitting over there. Now, you know you got to break your girl off for bringing you this information. But I wouldn't try to be you and steal your stuff. So, Marvis, Fambro, did you do that? Why did you invite me to come stay with you in Savannah, Georgia? Were you really trying to help me? Shit, y'all might have been trying to sacrifice me. Y'all might have been trying to kill me. Did y'all kill that girl Samara? Or did she fake her death and y'all collected the money and y'all living off of it? All I want to say is y'all keep my name out of shit. Don't be trying to make it seem like I done did this vile shit that y'all doing. This is terrible. And how you gonna let your mama tell you that I can't give birth there all of a sudden? You were rusty grown. Shit, I was rusty grown. So how your mama can call and change some shit you done told me when you well grown and I'm well grown? That's weird as shit. That was 15 years ago. You're older than me. You about with Anthony. So 60, 50. You were about 45 and I was about 40. So how your mama can call and tell your grown ass what you can and cannot do at your place? That's weird as shit. And why y'all gonna wait till I'm almost ready to give birth to spring that shit on me? And then when we were headed, that's when we were leaving, when we were leaving Millie's place, because she did the same shit to me. Invite me to her place, tell me one thing, get me to fucking Boston, and switch out on me. And I guess, child, please, even in Boston, they seemed like they were trying to kill me. The lady that let me pay for her apartment, what did she charge me? I can't remember, but that bitch took my money and put me and my children out in the rain. She was on drugs or something apparently, and she told me one price. I paid it for the week. And then she came every day and said, I need another $20. I need another $30. And I'm like, bitch, hold up. My hours done been cut because that stupid bitch Millie put me out of her place. Well, I don't know if you wrote the letter or your little alcoholic boyfriend that was you were renting a room to wrote the letter, but I read the letter and decided, let me get up out of here, especially after I had that dream. I was sleeping against the door in your office, the room that you told me and my girls could come and use your office and sleep in your office. And then the day I got there, you trying to tell me my two girls are going to sleep in the room and the bed with your two boys, and the adults sleep on this side of the house and the children sleep on this side of the house. And I said, hell no, bitch. No, you're going to honor the shit you told me to get me here, which was you and your girls can use my office, which meant to me we would have a safe place to close and lock the door. And while I'm at work, my girls can be behind a closed, locked door in a house with people that care about them and are not going to be trying to rape them and shit. And when I got there, you switched out on me. Now, I done caught the jitney bus. That was a 24-hour ride. We got to Canal Street. Amar came and took us to eat some authentic Chinese food. And then we got on another bus for another 4 hours to get to you in Boston for you to switch out on me. And when you told me, you know they gonna hunt you anyway. Like, bitch, no. That's my life's work to make sure my children don't come up hunched. That's the kind of shit me and my cousins and them used to do when the children would be in the room while they were partying in the front room, playing mama and daddy with your cousins and shit. That's not happening to my children. That's one of the reasons I decided I need to be a home keeper, like Elizabeth Elliot and Arlene Rippey. When I left USF after my job was abolished in what? That was 1999, 98. Can't even remember anymore. But I remember it was the late 90s. I said, God, can you take care of me and provide for me and let me come home and take care of my child? I only had one child back in 99. And I decided if I stay close to my children and I be that neighborhood mom that everybody comes and hangs out at my house. I made big pots of spaghetti and shepherd's pie and tacos and always have leftovers and let the children come and eat there and hang out. I could protect my children and eavesdrop and see what kind of friends they had. But where I really fucked up was I should have got me a house in a relatively nice neighborhood and just made it work some kind of way. Sell dinners. I don't know. I don't know what I could have done, and it frustrates the shit out of me to find out that I had money all along. And here I am laying, and it sounds like the damn rat is in the couch that I'm laying on. I have to keep my food close to me, so now these old bold brown rats that I am alleging that my brother bought from somewhere. I've already asked the CIA, FBI to check their financials to see if they bought rats off of the dark web. And this would not be the first time. This will be the third time that I felt like they did this. After I was made aware that they're this petty. I'm talking about Anthony, really. That they buy insects and rodents and bring them to your property to cause problems for you. So we put down rat poison and had a peaceful time. No rats. And the rats that we had the first time were like little field mice. And then all of a sudden, I talked about it and bragged on the internet on my YouTube channel. And all of a sudden, these big ass, like, I don't even know, these big brown rats appeared. And I think some of the neighbors have put down rat poison to control them because it's not as many as it was. And I saw Terminex truck pass by here after I have complained a couple of times on the internet. And when I went out in the yard to inspect the yard before letting the dogs out to make sure nobody walks by here and throw down poison food to try to kill the dogs, because the dog kept throwing up every time he would go outside. When he came back in, he's in the corner throwing up. And I'm like, what the hell going on? So now they can't really go outside and run around. It's too many little nicks and crevices where evil people can toss down some shit. And by the time I get over there to them to find out what they're eating, they done ate it. So it's just amazing how vile people can be. So I'm going to go back and check the records as much as I can, because they don't tell me the truth when I go down to the 13th Judicial Circuit Court. Let me retract that. At least one corrupt clerk has been paid off. And so I have learned that Tampa is really like a little country town when I go somewhere, because they done took all my vehicles. I travel by bicycle or a bus. So they let them know I'm coming. And then I don't get accurate information. That little Camaro just drove off. That's one of the hackers. Just drove off. 7:22. Let me see, 7:22 a.m. And I don't know if is that the same car that sits in the Jamaican people's parking lot next door in between these two houses? That white, what is that, like a Dodge Charger with black. It's a little skinny, light-skinned African American. He appears to be African American. I don't know. I never exchanged no words with him to see if he has an accent. I just know I saw the car appear there. The car appeared in the yard, and I felt away. I felt like unsafe. So I've already asked for that car to be investigated. I'm not trying to cause problems, but if you ain't doing nothing, then it ain't no problem for nobody to investigate you. If somebody took my license plate and said, I'm going to give it to the police and have you investigate, I'd be like, good for you. And walk the fuck on, because that don't affect me. I ain't doing nothing. So I don't care that you gave somebody my license plate. But if you're doing something, then you might be a little bit upset. But when he appeared, I felt like he was there to hack at first. And then I wondered, after people kept turning on the Wi-Fi, and then they were in my text now, making phone calls, calling somebody in a 954 area code. And I tried to hang up and end the call. I couldn't end the call. So I had to turn the phone off and go to safe mode. And I'm like, why would they do that? So then it dawned on me, whoever this fake husband is that's lying and saying I live with them, and then another scenario keeps popping up in Turo talking about I called somebody from my past back and told them I want to be with you, let's get back together, and I ain't did no shit with nobody from my past. Nobody. And when I say my past, I'm not including the 90s. I'm talking about like 2000. So that's after I graduated from the University of South Florida, after I graduated from HCC. I don't even refer back to beyond the 2000s as my past anymore. So I'm talking about 2000 and beyond. 2000, I started with this flea market shit, meeting these low ass people. And I felt like I should have fell on my face and just asked God to show me the way. But to go to the flea market with people that are down on the ground, convicts, criminals, rapists, human traffickers, sex traffickers, they hang out there because, you ain't got to really be accountable with no ID. You could steal somebody's ID and present it. You don't have to present who you are. And you can hide. You can be on the run and set up at flea markets and make money and not be known. So I done met all you bottom feeders, and pardon me for being derogative, but y'all done really raked my life over the coal and my children, and have us in a daily unkept state and phase. When my mom left 6 pieces of property, put in her will, don't sell the childhood home. Let that be a place where people can come when they're down and recoup. And that must have made you really, really jealous, Letitia. You seem like you were so jealous about me having a stable place to live. And that's probably you were in on it with Thomas to tear down my stability. That's pretty terrible. And then when I was at Thomas's house for my birthday around November, trying to ask him the truth, help me figure out what's going on with my life. And I said, well, do you know where Letitia is? And he said, who? Who? Like he didn't know you. I said, wait a minute. That shit was too funny because you were hanging out at his house with his friend Al. The girl, Al, a lot of people would think that Al is a guy, but Al is the female that he sometimes used to gamble with. And he said y'all became pretty chummy. I'm going to leave it there. So he acted like he didn't know who you were. I said, okay, well, he a part of this scam shit too, because he did not hear me. I said, wait a minute, you don't know Letitia Karima Penn from Tortola, the one y'all call Cat in the Hat? Yeah, so, and he was into his religious bag, all this Jesus, Jesus, Jesus shit. I'm on Facebook and I, encourage people. And then when it's time to tell the truth and help me, you get amnesia. But it's almost over. I'm still just trying to absorb the truth about people. But last night I was like, well, God, do I know any people of integrity? And I couldn't come up with one. But whose fault is that? If I blame me, then I can make the necessary adjustments, the necessary changes. But I just want to let you know that when you send these people, I'm recording. I feel like you're connected to that person in that Amazon truck that keep coming here. Now, I done sent another couple of complaints to the United States Postmaster. So when you get your time, bitch, you know you're going to be in there for about 10 years. Or you're going to have to release all that damn money you done stole so you can pay somebody to, get get you a new identity and carry your ass on. And I meant you getting kind of ugly and unattractive, so I don't think you're going to be able to continue on the way you've been continuing on. But I guess if you deal with people that are 80 and 90 years old, can't hardly see, that ain't going to be a problem. So when you came to me back in, what was that, when I first met Lawrence, and I started paying people back at the flea market, you seemed to be jealous that I had a little money in my pocket and I could go make good on my debts. I guess that meant you couldn't go behind my back and keep telling people, she owe me, she owe me, she owe me. And you call yourself a fucking friend and a godmama. You saw how I was struggling. You knew that my people were calling DCF and lying against me and trying to keep me in some kind of cased up type reality, pull me down into some cased up reality, because my sister saw that this girl, she don't get no welfare. She don't get no food stamps. She don't get no Medicaid for her kids. Well, I'm going to get them and put them in my custody, and then I can get checks. And I think somebody did that between Ava and, well, God said don't say. So I guess I have the rest of my life to be investigating this and exposing it and healing from it. So I don't know. Did you have a baby for that Iraqian man? I know you wanted your children from a light-skinned man because you didn't want dark children. You were always under the umbrella because you didn't want to get dark. And it's like, you're dark brown, and what can you do about it? Shit. And why does it matter? I'll be trying to get darker, but I'm okay to be dark. When I was a child growing up, being called black, smut, dirty, ugly, I guess I developed some kind of a complex, but I took 10 years and worked on healing. And I love my skin. It's what I have. I'm thankful for it. Is there anything else I need to say? I don't think there's anything else I need to say. Hold up. Oh, you all keep praying for me and my children. We're still begging for 1 billion prayers, peace, prosperity, protection, and provisions. Everything that is mine by divine right is returning to me peacefully, protected, and prosperously. So I'm signing out at 7:32 a.m. Sunday, January 19th, 2024. I'm in Tampa, Florida.